My name is Kate White, and this is our second coach's show. Here with me, I have Coach Wolfe. During the show, I'm going to ask you a few questions about how your team is looking and what you expect from them. So our first question is, how's your team looking this year?
We're looking really good. We bring back some key contributors from last year, some boys especially that went to nationals, which is a big deal, and that's a tremendous experience to bring back with you. And on the ladies' side, we had one of our top individuals just miss going to nationals. So we got some really good experience at the conference meet last year as well on the ladies' side. And we add to that a really good group of freshmen, both that accomplished a lot last year as high school seniors, but also that have already, within the first few weeks of our season, impacted our group tremendously. Both the boys and the girls side, we've got freshmen who are contributing in our top five, which is a tremendous thing to have, and I think speaks to our program depth and ability to bring in people who can contribute, which is not always easy to find. So, our hopes are still very high for this year, despite the fact that we've actually lost quite a bit in the last couple of years. And so, I think the goal as a coach is to have your returners lead your freshmen and try to show them the ropes and how to get back to being at nationals. So our guys team has been at nationals the last number of years, and I know that it's their goal to return. The ladies team hasn't been for a couple of years, and so I think that that's an underlying goal from our women's program as well. Both of those programs contribute to us taking a run at being program of the year as we combine with track, which is a really big deal for our group. So we're just really excited, I think, at the onset of this year about having a really good core group returning and then adding some freshmen to that group that can contribute. So honestly, I think the expectations are pretty high.
Okay. I know you said some stuff about like your goals and stuff, but what are your goals like for the season?
Yeah, I think more specifically, our guys have won conference the last 2 years. I know they have their sights set on winning conference and trying not to end that streak. They really want to get to nationals again as well, which they don't have to win conference to do that, but we're going to have to beat some good people and be in the top 25 rankings. So, I think that's probably a base goal for them is to do that. They're currently ranked 25th in the country, so we're kind of holding our spot. We've got some big meets coming up, which we're going to have to beat some people to stay in the top 25. But I definitely think that that's their goal to get back to nationals. Again, our ladies program hasn't been for a couple years. So, I think a natural stepping stone for us would be to get at least an individual to nationals. And if you are getting individuals to nationals, that means that you've got some really quality individual performances, and it's really hard to have quality individual performances and not have a good team performance. So, we'd be really fortunate if we could get some really good individual performances at our conference meet, which then obviously will probably mean that we'll have a good day as a group. So, I think our ladies program is a step behind where our guys program is, but all in all, I think the goals are the same. I mean, we've got to run really well at conference, which will afford us the opportunity to go to nationals.
How big of a role is team bonding in cross country?
Team bonding is really big in cross country, probably as big as any sport there is, and I think it's just because runners tend to be a little bit quirky, and so with that being said, we try to facilitate the team bonding as best we possibly can. We go away to cross country camp before the season starts. Basically we spend 4 days at a park right outside of Fort Wayne, do a lot of running on trails, a lot of games, a lot of get to know you type stuff. I really think that helps set the stage for a good season. That's something that a lot of cross country teams do, and so we're no different with that. And everything that we do throughout the season, we do together, men's and women's teams. So even though we compete separate, we choose, it's a program choice, we choose to train together, we choose to travel together and go to all the same meets. And I think that really facilitates a strong team bond. And so even though we're strong within our groups in terms of men and women, we're also strong together. And I think that that's really beneficial because that helps you weather the long season. It helps you weather the ups and downs of the season because you've got and in any given weekend, you've got people who are running well, even if you didn't, and that helps keep the proper perspective of moving forward and working towards the postseason. And with that being said, like, I just think our groups play off of each other really well. The guys group and the girls group's very different, and yet having them in the same space tends to be very beneficial for us. I think that they help even each other out. Make sure that they're working towards the same goals, and really makes practice a fun environment to be around.
And I know you said you have a long season. So when is your next event?
Yeah, we compete this weekend. It's a really big meet for us. It's called the Greater Louisville Classic, and it's at a park called Tom Sawyer Park. There will be about 100 college teams competing of all divisions, and we're going to be in basically the middle race. So there's essentially a fast, middle, and slow. We're in the middle race, which is typically NAIA programs, D2 programs, maybe low-end D1 or high-end D3 programs. And so, roughly 25 or 30 teams in our race, and we're fortunate enough to have other NAIA ranked teams in our race. So we've got a very clear goal and objective for this weekend, and that's to run with those other ranked programs. And I think that if we do that, obviously it bodes well for us in the rankings part of our season. And if we're getting ranked again, as I said, that bodes well for us getting to nationals. So really, most of the coaches perceive the first few weeks of the season as kind of like warm up or tune up as everyone gets their legs underneath of them from summer training. This weekend is really what kicks off what most of the divisions consider to be the regular season. So we've got about a month here starting this weekend. The meets that happen in this month tend to be a little bit more important as to like how you're rated and your ability to get to nationals. So this weekend is really important for us to run well. We've had a great week of training this week, as well as dating back into last week. Last night was a phenomenal workout for our entire group, and so everything is just going off without a hitch, and I think this weekend will go really well for us and start a good month leading into postseason.
All right, well, good luck. Thank you.
Thanks.